Hello and welcome back to my page. You're very welcome here. Yes, indeed. Ahabolog versus An Gaeltacht. This video is sponsored by Cronin's Cider. Choose to be extraordinary. I'm on tour. Brilliant Christmas gift. Unbelievable Christmas gift. Get one. Get a pair of tickets. The match was on in Rathkeil. This is a Munster final. And Ahabolog in green and An Gaeltacht as Darragh. Fake me young fellas playing Imaniacht. I'm not great at the Gaeilge, lads, but I will say this: it brought a great old joy to my heart, particularly in the first half when I was doing a kind of a circumference of this place to listen to our native language being spoken by the people from County Kerry. I might try and throw in the Cúpla Focal for this VO, but we'll see how we get on. I want to say thank you to everybody who's watched all of my videos this year, and if you enjoy this, please give it a like. You don't know how much that helps get it out there. Just give it a like, you know. Huge underdogs, Ahabolog, against the raging hot favourites An Gaeltacht. Match was on in Rathkeil. It was on Saturday. The pitch was very, very heavy. Look, it's the time of the year playing football in December, but the pitch was heavy. And I don't know, did I enjoy, I'm being honest, I don't know if I really enjoyed the grounds as well. I was in the stand for the second half, but for the first half I was floating around and I found it hard to get a good space to see the game, you know. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. Let's get on to the action. Gaeltacht get the ball motoring very, very early in this game. As you can see, a great save there. And they're penetrating here. And number 6 sets up this fella here, and he has a lot of work to do, and he puts it into the back of the net. Number 6 was excellent. Number 14 was excellent for An Gaeltacht. Coolin Ma. Here's another little stab of a point then. On the other side of the fence, a 2-pointer, kind of keeping the game interesting. Ahabolog, massive underdogs, lads. Honest to God, you can't but say that. I know the Kerry lads won't like me to say that, but look, they were. Here they come then. First goal chance of the first half. Back of the net. Massive underdogs are now winning. Ooh la la. There was needle in this. There was a lot of off-the-ball stuff going on, and sure, geez, that only adds to the colour of it. Look at number 6 here again. This guy is a phenomenal footballer. Hand passes it in, forward, catches it, goes forward, has a look. Is this a game of soccer, lads? Because it's like there's 3 goals within the first, 10 minutes. Lovely point here from An Gaeltacht, and here's another point from An Gaeltacht. And they had chosen, I think they won the toss and had chosen to play against the wind. Well, they were definitely against the wind anyway. And the tactics obviously were to put the ball under the bar as opposed to over the bar, because it's going to be quite a difficult chore to do so against the gale force wind that was blowing down in Rathkeil on Saturday evening. The standard of football, obviously, we're talking intermediate here, Premier Intermediate. It's the highest grade of intermediate, and there's only one intermediate in Kerry, isn't there? And lovely 2-pointer here, high into the sky, bounced down right in front of me, and up the umpire went with the flag, Arashta. High ball again, punched out, keeper does well, and we go in at half time, and it's a draw again, thanks to Cronin's Cider for sponsoring my videos all year, lads. I appreciate them so much. A great bunch. Doing my biggest gig in the Cork Opera House on Valentine's Day. I've heard it's a great Christmas gift. A couple of tickets to that. Anyway, the wind is in An Gaeltacht's. Look at this absolutely stone cold class football by Ahabolog. Look at the way they work this ball out. Absolutely beautiful. Kick passing, absolute credit to their management team, the way they work that ball out there under pressure. And here's a gorgeous 2-pointer here now from An Gaeltacht. And look, the second half, there's no point in saying otherwise. It was a game of, the game was over very, very quickly because An Gaeltacht exerted their dominance, and no matter how hard the other team, Bullock, tried to get back into the game, their eye was out and things just weren't going their way. Whereas for An Gaeltacht, they found it just that little bit easier, and the wind, they kicked the ball and they've made full use of it. Here's a lovely 2-pointer here now. Suicide spare. Coolini. Balashta. I can't speak the Irish. I'd love to. The Cronin side that choose to be extraordinary moment of the match is coming up here now in a few minutes, lads, and it's an unusual one. But before we see this, look at this for a hit. Boom. Take that by. The hits were coming in heavy and hard here now. Bullock were not giving up. They were driving at it. They just had a few bad wides. They didn't make use of the chances they had, and as opposed to An Gaeltacht, who made full use of every chance they had. High ball here in, and as you can see, it just drops down, and the break doesn't go their way. Whereas coming out then, An Gaeltacht were fluid, they were swift, they were accurate. Look at that for a kick pass, just gorgeous. Here's the Cronin side that choose to be extraordinary moment of the match. This passage of play exemplified the endeavour in the second half from both sides. Never say die, just tearing into it, ball bouncing all over the place, absolutely gorgeous, gripping I say. Yeah, it was a great save. I mean, chances like this in matches like this have to be taken, and alas, they weren't, and that's the difference, I suppose, at the end of the day. When you're an underdog, you have to take your chances, but creating the chances is hard as well. So I don't want to be too despondent or too kind of down on Bullock, because I thought they played absolutely fantastic, and I think they were up against a Rolls Royce of a football team as well, an absolute Rolls Royce of a football team. The other side of it as well, Bullock have won a county in hurling this year. I'm fairly certain that An Gaeltacht didn't even field the hurling team, so do you know what I mean? You got to factor in things like that. Those boys are playing football their whole entire life. People might say I'm looking for excuses here. I'm just spitting facts. Concentrating on one code, is massively helpful. But look at this. You can see how much they've concentrated, because these guys are clinical. Another ball dropping short here, and here is Bullock's first score in the second half. Gets taken down, picks himself up, has a look, and over the bar. A great score. And I have to say, lads, look, there's the press, and I was right up beside the commentators as well. That's the famous Kerry wing-back from the 1980s. The line were shouting on instructions, and 3 minutes to go. High balls in. And there was only 7 points in this match at the end, and I think that's a testament, because had some of the scores gone over in the second half, it could have been a different kettle of fish. But An Gaeltacht were worthy winners. I look forward to seeing their passage now in the All-Ireland series, and you could see it means the world to them. Look at this fella right up at the top, but the bloody Bullock flag right at the end. You have to admire that. God bless him. Number 12 made a great speech then as well. I think the joint captains were there. The other guy was injured. I saw his leg strapped. He made a lovely speech, Osquelga. And down he went. You can see their anticipation here. And here we go. This is what it's all about, boys and girls. Only one. It's so weird, lads. Only one team can win. Only one team can have this emotion. We all admire it. We all love it. Drink it in. Deservedly winners. And look, there's your man with the flag again. I love the passion. He was quick to tell me, Bullock won the very first All-Ireland. And I said, you know what? I knew that by. Anyway, come to my show. Great Christmas present. Oh my God. The best one you could get for anyone. I'm all over the country. But it's nearly over now. Bar about 5 or 6 gigs. Okay, love you.